A fire can happen in any building. It's perhaps more likely to happen in a building where heat is used to prepare and serve food. But there are other ways that fires can break out. Being prepared for fire emergencies can save lives. Now, as with medical emergencies, fire emergency checklists for your center should be reviewed with the appropriate first responders in your community and modified based on your situation and their recommendations. After you have your checklist reviewed and approved, your staff must learn the key guidelines. Training should happen at least once a year. It's best to have a first responder lead this type of training. Now, as with a medical emergency, the first responders for fire emergencies would seek your help prior to their arrival to ensure that the proper safety precautions are in place before they get there. Here we go. Make sure that your center has a working fire alarm and fire extinguisher. According to the National Fire Protection Association, and I quote, "Performing an emergency inspection is the easiest thing that you can do to ensure your extinguisher can be used reliably and effectively in an emergency. At a minimum, inspection needs to consist of the following steps. Number 1, make sure it's located in its designated place. Make sure the extinguisher is visible or that there is signage indicating where the extinguisher is located. Next, make sure you can easily access the extinguisher. And finally, ensure the pressure gauge is in the operable range or position." Actually, there's something else you need to remember. Make sure that your fire extinguisher is full. Now, this can be done by just lifting the extinguisher, or you can weigh it. For wheeled extinguishers, make sure the condition of tires, wheels, carriage, hose, and nozzle are acceptable. And for non-rechargeable extinguishers, operate the push-to-test pressure indicators. End quote. Next, fire alarms or smoke alarms should be tested monthly to make sure they're working. If you have any questions about how to do that, you should consult with your local first responders. Also, they should be the final say in how often to test them and if they in fact need to be replaced. Next, immediately call for help. Call 911 and give the fire department the following information. 1, the location of the fire, the address of your building, and don't forget to give them the name of your building. The nature of the fire location within the building. Evacuate the building. In a prior course, your evacuation procedures are spelled out. There are some very special procedures, however, that are specific to fire emergencies. They are: first, redirect people to the stairs and exits away from the fire. Do not let anyone in your building use an elevator. Fight the fire only if the fire department has been notified. The small fire is not spreading to other areas. Escaping the area is possible by backing up to the nearest exit. And finally, the fire extinguisher is in working condition and personnel are trained to use it. After people are deemed safe, protect the facility and the equipment. Disconnect utilities and equipment unless doing so jeopardizes your safety. Verify that fire protection systems are operating normally. For example, the sprinklers. Operate building utility and protection systems as directed by the fire department. Don't do it on your own. The fire department will direct you. Coordinate with the fire department incident commander. Inform the incident commander if everyone has been accounted for and if there are any injuries. Provide an update on the nature of the emergency and the actions that you have taken. Finally, provide building floor plans, keys, and other assistance as requested. Fire emergencies are significant.